Hi guys, and welcome back to this tutorial. So again, in the previous section what we've done is that we have created some code that will basically display a message whenever the actual user has collected a box. What we'd like to do in this section is, I suppose there are two things that we would like to do. The first thing is we'd like to remove this message after 2 or 3 seconds. And the second thing is we'd like also to display the number of boxes collected. So let's start with the first one. The first one is to erase the message after 2 or 3 seconds. So for this purpose, we're going to create a timer. And again, we're going to create a variable called timer and also another variable of type boolean that will be called start timer. Okay, so again, start timer. And again, by default, again, the start timer will be false, and we're going to say that timer will be 0 initially. Okay, so once this is done, basically, we're going to say that whenever we collect a box right there, like that, we're going to start the timer. So start timer equals true. Okay, and if the timer is start timer is true, so if start timer is true, then what we'll do is to start to increase timer equals timer plus time dot delta time. So time uppercase dot delta time. And we're going to say that if timer is more or equal to 3, then basically what we will do is do two things. We will first erase whatever is displayed on screen, okay, in terms of user message, and then set a start timer equals false and timer equals 0. Okay, so therefore what should happen is that whenever I collect a box, start timer is set to true. So again, update is there, is accessed every frame. So every frame, if its start timer is set to true, which is the case now, we're going to increase the value of the timer. So again, it's going to increase by 1 every second. And if we reach 3, so whenever we reach 3 seconds, we're going to erase the message displayed by the object called user message UI, and then set start timer to false, and finally set the value of the variable timer to 0. Okay, so I think that's it. I suppose for the second feature I might show you a bit later. For now, I just want to see whether this works. So again, I'm going to go back to Unity, and again, it's going to compile my script. After a while, I'm going to play the scene and collect a box. That should display a message that will eventually be erased after 3 seconds. So again, I'm going to collect this box here. So you can see that the message is displayed 1, 2, 3, and it disappears. Okay, and again, collect 1, 2, 3, and it disappears. So this is working properly. Okay, the next feature that I wanted to add was to basically put the number of boxes. So again, instead of having you just collected a box, what we'll do instead is put the score in here. So again, put this plus the score plus box. I'm going to put boxes there. I'm going to put it within brackets because again it's going to range from 1 to 3. Okay, that's it. So again, so you have collected and then the number of boxes. So save, put a space in there, save, go back to Unity, and again, this should be compiled now. I'm going to play the scene. And now the message should also be different because it will display the number of boxes collected based on the score. Okay, so again, yeah, so again we have nothing displayed there. I'm going to move forward. So you have collected 0 and 1. Now the reason for the 0 is because I've put my message just before the score has been increased. So again, if I remove it and put it after the score has increased, now it should be a bit more accurate. Okay, so again, play the scene again, go back to Unity and play the scene. And now what we should see is the proper or the correct number being displayed. So again, I'm going to play the scene. And again, once this is done, you should be able to see a message displayed whenever I collide with a box. That should be proper. So we've collected one box or boxes, 2 and 3. Okay, we don't see the last one because we are just loading the next scene. That's the reason why. All right, and that's it. So it seems to work relatively well. So again, we have a great system whereby now we can pick up objects, we can also display information, the timer, and we can also display the number of boxes collected. So again, those are great features and implemented relatively simply. So again, the next section, we're going to start to add more features to our scene.